Anything is Possible on Live, which features Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos as husband and wife. This also holds true when everyone is present and the show is filming live. Kelly Ripa was recently taken aback by a celebrity guest's inappropriate answer to a question. What's occurred in scenes recently then? Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa are back together once more recently. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been balancing their personal and professional lives. In the middle of the month, they shot a few episodes at a large Palm Springs resort. They even took a vacation to Iceland, where Ripa admitted to burning her and Mark's swimwear. Despite their hectic schedules, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos always find time to travel and catch up. They have a lot more time to do stuff like this now that all of their kids are grown up. Since then, though, they have reverted to their typical set, and the duo is operating as usual. Ripa Kelly and Consuelos Mark. Hi there. Wild celebrity visitor Dame Pru Leaf was recently greeted by Kelly and Mark on Live. She is a well-known chef and restaurateur who has cooked for the British royals and others. Leaf came by and gave us a recipe for day-old croissants, which are a hybrid of dessert sandwiches and bread pudding. It is hardly surprising that there were food-related themes, especially since Thanksgiving is quickly approaching. Kelly Ripa pushed Leaf to share some gossip, including what it was like to work with King Charles, even if the food was undoubtedly outstanding. The British royal family continues to captivate people today. It is therefore not surprising that Ripa pressed Dame Pru Leaf for some information, given their close collaboration. The celebrity guest's use of foul language. It turns out that after Kelly Ripa pressed her for further information, the celebrity visitor revealed a lewd moment on TV. Leaf was asked by Kelly how King Charles prefers to drink his tea. Of course, tea is quite important in British culture, and how someone drinks their tea can reveal a lot about them, depending on who you ask. Leaf claims that she initially paused, carefully selecting her remarks while on live air. Leaf continued by calling it hippish ***, after Kelly reassured her that she could say anything she wanted. More specifically, she stated that she believes King Charles drinks hippie tea or something green or eco-friendly because he supports environmental causes. The morning talk show, Live with Kelly and Mark, has never been short on unpredictable moments. From celebrity mishaps to viral audience interactions, Kelly Ripa and her husband Mark Consuelos know how to keep the spotlight buzzing. But Tuesday's episode sent shockwaves through daytime television when a wild guest left Kelly speechless with an answer so NSFW. It had producers scrambling to hit the censor button. The setup. The episode began like any other, with Kelly and Mark cheerfully greeting their audience and diving into the day's hot topics. Kelly, dressed in a floral midi dress with her signature blonde waves bouncing, teased the arrival of a very fun guest who was known for being unfiltered. Mark, smirking knowingly, joked, "We should probably warn standards and practices now." The mystery guest turned out to be none other than a Hollywood star with a reputation for outrageous humor, the kind of celebrity who thrives on shock value. The crowd erupted in applause as they walked onto the stage, already cracking jokes before even sitting down. "You know it's too early for this kind of chaos," Kelly teased, fanning herself as the star plopped dramatically into the chair. "I was told to bring the spice," the guest replied. "So here I am, jalapeno level dangerous." The infamous question. The interview started light, with Kelly asking about their latest project, a new comedy series set to premiere on a streaming platform. But as the energy grew looser, Kelly playfully slipped in one of her infamous curveball questions. "So, we always like to ask," she said, grinning, "what's something about you that fans don't know? Something you've never admitted in an interview before?" Normally, this question leads to quirky childhood anecdotes, unusual hobbies, or harmless confessions. What Kelly didn't expect was the bombshell answer that followed. The guest leaned in with a devilish grin and said, "Well, let's just say, I once got banned from a luxury resort for what I did in their rooftop pool. And it wasn't for swimming too fast." The audience gasped, half laughing, half shocked. Kelly's eyes went wide as she instinctively covered her mouth with her hand. Mark, on the other hand, broke into a fit of laughter, doubling over in his chair. The NSFW confession. Wait, wait, wait. Hold on, Kelly exclaimed, waving her arms. This is daytime television. My mother is watching this right now. But the guest was relentless, leaning into the moment with a wink. Let's just say there was moonlight, there were cocktails, and there may have been company involved. And apparently, security cameras are a thing. Who knew? The audience roared with laughter, clapping, and cheering, while producers behind the scenes frantically gestured at the control room to cut away. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, the story made it to air before censors could bleep the juiciest parts. Kelly slumped in her chair, shaking her head in disbelief. This is not in the script. This is not in the handbook. This is chaos, she cried, though she couldn't stop herself from laughing. Mark, clearly enjoying every second, leaned toward the guest. On behalf of husbands everywhere, I salute you. Kelly tries to regain control, determined to reel things back in. Kelly tried to pivot to safer territory. Okay, she said, brushing her hair back dramatically. Let's talk about your new show before we get canceled. Tell us about your character. But the guest wasn't done. Oh, the character. Think of someone who says everything they shouldn't at family dinner. Basically, me, but with better lighting. Kelly groaned, looking directly into the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry. Please don't send angry emails. This is live television. Sometimes, things slip out. Her apology only fueled the moment's viral quality, with audience members already pulling out their phones to capture her horrified yet amused reactions. The internet eruption. Within minutes of the episode airing, clips of the NSFW confession flooded social media. Twitter lit up with hashtags like #KellyCan'tHandLead and #RoofToPoolgate. Fans debated whether the moment was the funniest in live history or the most scandalous. One viral tweet read, Kelly Ripa's face when that guest confessed about the rooftop pool is daytime TV gold. I've never laughed so hard before 9 a.m., another joked. Petition to rename the show Live, Laugh, and Get Banned from resorts. Even celebrities chimed in, some claiming they knew the story was true, and others begging for details on which luxury resort it was. Behind-the-scenes drama. According to a source from the show's production team, there was a brief scramble during the commercial break. The network execs were definitely sweating, the insider revealed. But Kelly and Mark were laughing so hard, and the guest was so unapologetic, that it ended up being impossible to stay mad. It was chaotic, but it was good TV. The source added that Kelly joked backstage. This is why I always warn my kids not to Google me. Because now, the internet thinks I run a rooftop pool scandal. The day after. By the next morning, Kelly addressed the incident during the show's opening banter. Well, yesterday was something, she said, sipping her coffee dramatically. I want to personally apologize to my in-laws, my priest, and to anyone watching who was eating breakfast at that exact moment. Mark, still grinning, added, honestly, it's the best episode we've ever done. Ratings are through the roof, pun intended. Kelly rolled her eyes but couldn't resist laughing along. You're terrible, she said, swatting his arm. The guest, meanwhile, doubled down on the chaos, tweeting, Sorry, not sorry, Kelly. You asked for something fans didn't know, and now they really know. Why it worked in the end? The NSFW shocker didn't damage Live, it boosted it. Ratings for the episode spiked, and entertainment outlets hailed it as the viral moment of the week. Fans praised Kelly for handling the situation with her trademark mix of humor and horror, while Mark was celebrated for his mischievous laughter. The segment cemented itself as another legendary entry in the unpredictable legacy of Live with Kelly and Mark, where anything can, and often does, happen. As one fan tweeted, Daytime TV has been saved. Kelly Ripa's reactions should win an Emmy. That rooftop pool story will live rent-free in my head forever. And for Kelly, It was just another reminder that when you invite wild guests onto a live stage, you never really know what you're going to get.